Hey everyone, it's me, Erika Genevieve, aka Teacher Erika. I am sitting in on another fully paid break with VIPKID, so I thought this was the perfect time to talk to you guys about regulars. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what regular students are, the pros, the cons with having regulars, and what happens when you lose regulars from your schedule. So if you're interested in learning more about what regular students are in the online ESL classroom, keep watching. So first, let's talk about what a regular student actually is, or who a regular student actually is in the online ESL classroom. A regular student in the online ESL classroom is someone that you may teach for multiple lessons. You might teach them for every single lesson that they have, or you might teach them for every few lessons. The majority of parents on VIPKID like to have multiple regular teachers instead of just one regular teacher, so that their child has the ability of getting taught by 2 or 3 different teachers throughout the week. A few weeks ago on my Instagram, I put a poll for my online ESL teachers and I asked them what they thought made a regular student for them, because we all have different opinions on that. In my opinion, a regular student for me is someone I've taught at least 3 times. And the majority of the results on my Instagram poll said that they considered a regular student someone who came back to their classroom 5 or more times. So if you have a student who you've seen that many times in your classroom, you can say that you already have a regular student. And that's great, because having a regular student is awesome. The pros to a regular student are that you have a consistent student on your schedule and you know that the slot is going to be booked. I have a student who I know every Wednesday at 5:30, he is going to be booking my class. So I know that at least every Wednesday, I am going to be making $10 for that class. If you are wondering, wait, how is she making $10? Please check out my VIPKID pay video. I will break that down for you there. But anyways, so I have that regular student and I know I'm gonna see him, he is on my schedule, and I'm gonna get paid for that. So consistency is definitely a pro of having a regular student on your schedule. Another pro for a regular student on your schedule is that you get to build a relationship with the student. It's not just, I meet you one time, I see you, I teach you, bye-bye, we'll never see you again. No, you get to build this relationship, you get to learn about their family, you get to meet their parents, you get to meet their siblings, you get to learn about what their favorite classes are in school, what their favorite colors are, their favorite toys. You're basically building this relationship that you would in a brick and mortar classroom, but you're building it with one student at a time for 25 minutes. And it's a 25 minutes that you'll see maybe once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, depending on how often that you see the student. So building a relationship is a great thing because it gives you that one thing that you might be missing from the brick and mortar classroom from teaching online at home. Some teachers also build relationships with the parents. I haven't gotten as close to any parent yet to building a relationship with them, but I know plenty of teachers who have met through the Instagram community who communicate with parents outside of the classroom using WeChat. If you are interested in learning what WeChat is, please leave me a comment below and I'll go ahead and let you know what WeChat is and how we use it in the classroom. But anyway, some teachers build relationships with the parents, contacting them and communicating with them, talking about their families. And sometimes this does help, it does benefit the teachers, because if the teacher sometimes needs to cancel for any reason, they have a direct line of communication with the parent, letting them know, listen, I apologize in advance, but I will be canceling the class for so-and-so reason. So that is also a benefit to having that relationship building with the parents online. Another pro is feedback. Yes, this means that if you have a parent who their student is a regular in your classroom, and the parent is very good at leaving feedback, this means that you are guaranteed feedback every time after every class in the classroom. I have maybe 1 or 2 students who leave me feedback after every single class, and that's great. I wish all my regulars did that, but this is definitely a pro, because I do know a bunch of teachers who have regular students who they leave feedback after every single class, and this helps build the feedback rating or percentage in the classroom. Improving your teaching rating online is great because this is what parents look at. They are more confident in choosing you as a teacher if they see you have a lot more reviews than if you have fewer. So if you have a regular student who is consistently leaving feedback after every single class, you are so lucky, and that is amazing. So that is definitely a pro of having that regular student on your schedule. Now we're going to talk about the cons. You wouldn't think that there would be cons to having regulars on your schedule, but there are, and it sucks. So the first con to having a regular on your schedule is that
you as a teacher sometimes tend to lose that exciting, I can't get it right. I don't know how to say it.
Basically, you're not as excited anymore. Yes, you might have some regulars that you're excited to see in the classroom and you're like, yes, this is gonna be great, I get to see them. But it's not as that first student that you see over the camera and you're like, hi, and it's nice to meet you. You're more excited to see that student because it's a new student and you're like, I wanna keep bringing them back to my classroom. So you do tend to lose that feeling when you do get regulars. And you might even get regulars that you don't like. Regulars who keep coming back because you just can't find a way to get them off your schedule. These regulars are students who maybe don't listen every single time you have the class or frustrate you, and you just feel there isn't a connection because, let's face it, being a teacher means you do connect with a bunch of different students, but sometimes you just don't mesh. And if you feel it, but the parent doesn't know, then you're gonna keep getting them on your schedule, and you might look at them and know that they're on your schedule, and you automatically get that ugh feeling before you start in the classroom. So that is definitely a con of having regulars on your schedule. Another con with having regulars on your schedule is that it closes the opportunity for you to meet new students. So in my case, I have not that many slots open throughout the week because I can only work 2 hours a day. My regulars fill up my schedule like this, which means it leaves me very few slots open to meet new students. So out of over 500 classes that I have taught, I have only taught around 170 students. That's not a lot. There are teachers who teach so many more students, more new students, and it just depends on how you are playing around with your schedule. So if you are opening your schedule short notice more often, if you're not really accepting priority bookings, then you have the ability of meeting more new students. If you are opening more hours during PPT time slots versus not, you have the ability of meeting more new students. That is definitely something that is a con to having regulars. So if you want to meet new students and you can play around with your schedule, go ahead and don't accept those priority bookings and open your classes at short notice instead of leaving them open for the frenzy. You might meet more new students and you might like these new students. So give that a shot. Another con that I have experienced with regular students is feedback. So I said this was a pro to having regular students, but it's also a major con. It has happened to me, and it's definitely happened to a bunch of other teachers. You get students who you see 3 times a week and they never leave feedback. I have a student who I have a few that I have taught over 40 classes, and not one time have they ever left me feedback. Do they like me as a teacher? Yes. Have they sent me little gifts? Yes. If you don't know what gifts are in the classroom, please leave a comment below and I'll let you know what that is. But anyways, they never leave me feedback. And I try and I try and I try to leave messages and I try to let them know, but I have not gone as far as in the classroom saying, hey, dude, leave me feedback. But I've tried everything that I possibly could and they just don't leave me feedback. So even though I have taught over 500 classes, my review rating is not very high because a lot of my regulars don't leave me feedback. So that is a strong con of having regular students on your schedule. And finally, I wanted to talk about losing regulars. So some of you might purposefully want regulars to fall off of your schedule, and that's great. That's not what this is about. This is about a huge schedule change, or you're going on vacation, or you just need to take a month or 2 off and just regroup yourself. That's great and that's fine. But what I hear a lot of teachers say is, I'm afraid of doing this because I don't want to lose my students. I'm afraid of taking vacation because I don't want to lose my students. I don't want to lose my regulars. Oh my gosh, daylight savings is coming. I'm going to lose my regulars. That was me. Daylight savings was coming around the corner and I was flipping out because I didn't want to lose my regulars. I had a consistent schedule. I had a consistent paycheck. I knew what I was gonna make. I did not want to lose my regular students. But it happens because daylight savings, I really don't have control over it. You have control over your vacations, you have control over your time off. But daylight savings, out of my hands. I couldn't do anything about it because my schedule couldn't change. Daylight savings was changing. So what I learned in that process is you will lose regulars as things happen. Some regulars you will never lose. I have a student who I've been teaching since before daylight savings, since I started VIPKID, and he's never left my schedule. He just adjusted his to keep taking my classes, which is great. You will have students that like you that much, so you don't need to worry about it. But you will have students that you will lose as regulars, and I lost a bunch, and I can tell you, I don't want them back because you're gonna lose all these students that you've taught, but you're gonna gain more and you're gonna meet more students, and you're gonna meet some students you like more than the regulars that you had before. So open yourself up to the possibility of meeting new regulars, having new regulars. Do my other regulars still follow me? Yes, I'm pretty sure they do, because even though my schedule changed for daylight savings, my follower count kept going up. It never dropped after I changed my schedule. If I look through my openings on VIPKID, I can see who is interested in my slots, and I can still see my old regulars. So I know they're looking and I know they're interested. But do I love my regulars now? Absolutely. So don't be afraid of taking time off. Don't be afraid of taking that vacation. Your regulars will come back. You will meet new students and gain new regulars. So do what you gotta do and keep yourself happy as an online ESL teacher. It is important that you take breaks. It is important that you remember the joy of teaching by stopping and pulling back when you need to, okay? Your students will come back. Regulars are regulars because they like you and they're just gonna keep coming back to the classroom whether you want them to or not. That's all I've got to say about regular students. If you have any questions about regular students or anything I didn't mention in the video, please leave it in the comments below and I will go ahead and answer for you. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't, it's okay. Leave me a thumbs down. I'm good with that too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel where I talk about all things online ESL teaching related, sprinkled with a little bit of mommy life. Thanks for watching. Bye.